Hello and welcome. If you've ever tried to run an after-school program, you know that the distance between a brilliant educational idea and actual daily operations is usually defined by your budget spreadsheet. Today, we're talking about grants for after-school programs. We're breaking down where to find these non-repayable funds, how to successfully navigate the application process, and how to build the reporting systems you need to keep your funders happy. First, let's understand what we're working with. After-school grants are awarded by federal and state governments, private foundations, and local corporations. They cover everything from initial startup costs and facility rent to staff wages and daily supplies. But here's the catch. Grant money isn't just free cash. Nearly every funder ties their money to a specific target group, like low-income families, or a specific outcome, like academic support or STEM learning. Before you apply, you must have a clear plan, target enrollment numbers, and a realistic budget in place. The largest source of funding is the federal government, primarily through the 21st Century Community Learning Centers program. For fiscal year 2026, this flagship program carried a massive appropriation of $1.33 billion. However, you don't apply to the federal government directly. This money flows to your state educational agency, which runs local competitions and awards subgrants to school districts, nonprofits, and even faith-based groups. That means your real first stop is your state's Department of Education, not Washington. But 21st CCLC isn't the only federal pipeline available. There are other major programs you can use to cover after-school costs. The Child Care and Development Fund provides subsidies for children up to age 12. Your state can also transfer up to 30% of its temporary assistance for needy families funds to childcare. Additionally, Title I funds can be allocated for disadvantaged students, and the National School Lunch Program can reimburse you for daily afternoon snacks. Over 120 federal programs touch after-school care. You just need to know where to look. Federal money is only part of the story. Many states fund independent expanded learning programs separate from federal budgets, so always check your state education website. Private foundations are also fantastic, especially for smaller programs that don't fit into government checkboxes. Platforms like Candid track nearly 2 million funding organizations. Don't forget local metro community foundations, corporate giving programs from local businesses like banks and utilities, and your local United Way chapters, which often prioritize youth development. When starting out, a major mistake is chasing the largest dollar amount instead of the source that fits your structure. I always suggest starting local. A $5,000 grant from a local community foundation with a simple 2-page application is much easier to secure than a $50,000 federal subgrant that takes 3 months and a professional grant writer to chase. In fact, most successful programs combine 2 or 3 local and private sources rather than relying on a single large grant. To give yourself the best chance of success, follow this 5-step application checklist. First, confirm your eligibility before writing a single word. Second, make sure your program matches the funder's exact priorities. A STEM funder won't finance a general art program. Third, build your needs statement around real data, like school free lunch percentages. Fourth, draft a realistic itemized budget rather than lumping costs together. And fifth, always get a second reader to catch gaps before you submit. When drafting your needs statement, remember that funders read hundreds of proposals and look for specificity, not just enthusiasm. Use hard local data to prove the unmet demand. Utilize public school performance metrics, district enrollment records, and local income data. Show them exactly how many children in your specific area lack access to safe afternoon programs, and explain how your curriculum will bridge that gap. Now let's talk about what happens after you win. Winning is incredibly exciting, but it's actually just step 1. Funders expect ongoing proof that their money is achieving the results you promised, typically through quarterly or annual reports on attendance, enrollment, and outcomes. If you promise to serve 80 kids 4 days a week, you have to prove on paper that they actually showed up. You'll also need to track outcomes like homework completion, behavioral progress, or parent satisfaction. This reporting phase is where many programs get caught flat-footed. If your records live in manual spreadsheets that are only updated when someone remembers, reporting season turns into a massive quarterly scramble. This is where modern registration software pulls double duty. The same digital system parents use to sign up online can track daily check-ins and attendance, giving you clean, exportable data for your grant reports with a single click. If you want to spend less time on paperwork and more time delivering an outstanding experience for your students, you need Joomla. Jumbula's online registration and management software automates your data collection, organizes waivers, tracks student attendance, and generates clean, funder-ready reports automatically. It's the ultimate tool to simplify your administration and keep your program compliant. Visit jumbula.com today to book a personalized demo and scale your after-school program with confidence.